Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm going to do a things video where I talk about things. Yeah, starting off a little bit sad here because this morning I had heard the news that Stan Lee, the creator of Marvel, had passed away. And I'm just in shock. I mean, it isn't a huge surprise given he is 95. He was 95 years old, but it's still very saddening. I mean, he had put a lot of childhoods ever since, I don't know, the 50s, no, well, around 60s, 70s, 80s until now and until the foreseeable future in happiness and fantasy. He had given the world so much color by adding these superheroes and supervillains, and a lot of people dream about them. And yeah, I'm just really sad that he had passed away. And also in the news, I know it's been 3 weeks, around 3 weeks, but the very, very, very famous Chinese novelist Jin Yong had also passed away. Very famous novelist, and yeah. Well, any Hoosers, let's get into the tracks that had been released during the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I have a lot to cover. I have a lot to cover because I had been gone for so many weeks, and I mean, I hadn't done a things video for so many weeks. So sit down, have some popcorn, because this is going to be a lot. Yep, I just counted it. It is 57 songs. I'm gonna talk about 57 songs today, so get ready. Let's start off with the new 1975 single, It's Not Living If It's Not With You. And it is actually the best song out of their latest batch of singles. I think it's way more stickier and more catchier and more energetic and less cringy. But even though it's not great or mind-blowing or anything, it's good to see them improve. And we have Action Bronson with Prince Charming, which is a very nice, slow rap song, and his flow is amazing. And I guess the instrumentals aren't all that amazing, but it's still a pretty okay song. Shout out to Ariana Grande with the very, very viral song, Thank You, Next. And it's sort of a lo-fi pop song. It's kind of, I guess it's a little bit catchy, but that's not the point. The main point is the content of the track. And it's a very important track because after Mac Miller had passed away, everybody had thought, everybody was curious on Ariana Grande's thoughts over his passing. And also recently, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson had broken up, which is actually not a huge surprise, because come on. Like, from the moment you see them together, you can immediately tell that they're gonna break up at some point, sooner or later. But here we go. Next, I'm gonna talk about Baby Metal's new single, Starlight, which is very intergalactical, very overblown and loud. Even though it's not the kind of, I guess, metal I like, but I still appreciate it for what it is. It's very dreamy and expressive. And then we have the new Cake song, Sinking Ship, and it's basically this indie garage band song that's trying to be political and all. Lyrically speaking, it's kind of, it's a bit of a try-hard song, I guess, but it still doesn't sound all that bad. Empress of has a new song titled I Don't Even Smoke Weed, and it's a pretty neat little pop song that's pretty lo-fi, and not super lo-fi, but I guess relatively, and it's okay. Flatbush Zombies has a small little post-album single track titled New World Order, and it's an okay trap rap track. Ice Age, Danish punk band Ice Age, has another post-album song, Balm of Gilead, and it doesn't sound all that bad. The performance is passionate, it's amazing, but I guess my biggest gripe with the track is that it's like, since their last record, it's like they have hit a certain groove and they're just sticking to it without too much experiment, so I don't know. Also, the very, very, very viral song K/DA with Pop/Stars. I don't know who the fuck they are. And it features Madison Beer, J.I.D, and Jira Burns, or whoever they are. I don't know, but apparently it's a League of Legends song, and they have made a music video, and it's gotten 52 million views right now, so that's pretty fucking nuts. I gave it a listen. The vocals are sassy, the instrumentals are overblown. It's a pretty wild and adrenaline pumping J-pop song. I guess it's J-pop. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I guess there's nothing all that crazily good about it. It's kind of catchy though, so I don't know. Lil Peep has a posthumous track, Cry Alone, and it sounds really similar to his previous tracks. It doesn't sound all that bad. It even has this nice grunge flavor to it, but I don't see much in terms of originality. Mick Jenkins has a track featuring Ghostface Killah of the Wu-Tang Clan, and it's titled Padded Locks, and it's a pretty well-written, well-sung out rap track. Nene Cherry has a new track, Natural Skin Deep, and it's just okay. The instrumentals are kind of stiff, and her vocals aren't all that great, but overall the vibe is okay, I guess. The Skiffle Players has a track titled Local Boy, and it's this old school folk country rock tune. It's pretty sweet, it's pretty neat, but also pretty forgettable. Smashing Pumpkins, new single, Knights of Malta, and it's actually a really nice 90s throwback indie punk rock song that's kind of good. It's kind of good. It's not great, but it's actually kind of good. Thundercat, King of the Hill, featuring Bad Bad Not Good and Flying Lotus. Even though this song isn't all that great or anything, the instrumentals are a little messy, I still find the contributions from all three parties pretty neat. And come on, all three of them in one track, that's pretty cool. What are the odds? And at the end, I'm gonna talk about Tyler, the Creator, with the track I Am the Grinch. And originally, I want to put this in the worst tracks, but it's not that bad. It's a little catchy. It sounds like a Flower Boy leftover, but the lyrics are actually kind of cringy. But melodically speaking, is actually not that bad. I mean, it depends on your mood, though. If you're in a bad mood, this song will definitely suck ass for you. Anyway, let's get into some bad songs. Bad! Ugh. Cardi B has a track titled Money. And it's trash. It's trash. I don't know, man. I'm just really underwhelmed by this track. The instrumentals are just so generic. They're so average, and not in a way that it's glitzy-glossy, but it sounds minimal almost. And Cardi B's performance in here is almost amateurish. It sounds like she's just starting off. Carly Rae Jepsen has a new track called Party for One. It's pretty catchy, I guess, but her vocals are really raspy, and melodically speaking, I mean, during the verses, it's not all that great. Just admit it. Cult Leader has a new song, To Colum Aclis. And if you know Cult Leader, their strong suit is the very heavy and savage metal tracks, but this is surprisingly and weirdly somber ballad, and it just comes off as painfully awkward. And we also have a Uringer, The Medicine Does Not Control Me, featuring Grimes. Yeah, it's like any mainstream pop, glitzy, glossy, overblown, except the production is probably worse than the average, so I don't know about that. Also want to talk about Erica Castell with the track Karma. I know, but I know, like, I don't want to talk about these YouTube musicians too much because I don't want to give them credit as real musicians, but whatever. This track, it's bad. It's bad. The singing, it's bad. Thick auto-tune slapped on it. The melodies are so lazily written, and it's just another one of those trash YouTube songs. Ibibio Sound Machine has a new track called Basquiat, and it sounds like a demo track. It sounds so loosely packed together. It's kind of, I don't know, it just sounds like a demo track. Yeah, it's so underwritten. That's what I'm trying to say. Ice Cube has a track called Arrest the President, and I get it. I mean, the president of the United States right now, not that great. Let's just admit it. But Ice Cube's flow on this track is actually really neat, but the overall tone of the track, it's like Ice Cube's so angry and he needs to arrest the president, and it's just so cringy and corny, and Imagine Dragons has a new song called Machines, and surprisingly they incorporate more edgy rock sounds into their song, but still, nonetheless, it's yet another dramatic, overblown, corny, cheesy pop song that they call rock. So, not good. Nav has a new track, Know Me. And if you know who Nav is, you know that his rapping definitely needs some improvement, because you either can't hear him or you can hear him, but he's just so quiet. He's buried under many layers of instrumentals, and yeah. And it's another post-album track. Panda Bear has a track. Panda Bear of Animal Collective has a track titled Dolphin, and oh my gosh, what is this? What is this track? What is this track? The way the vocals are slapped onto the instrumentals are really, really painfully awkward. First of all, the instrumentals, the beat, they aren't even that instrumental. Like, they're so lo-fi, they're so non-melodic, and I don't know what's going on. It's like they just randomly put out a trash song for no reason. Anyway, Takeoff, new song, Last Memory, and it's yet another generic, average, dime a dozen, middle of the road, run of the mill Migos track, just without Quavo and Offset. Tyga has a track with Nicki Minaj titled Dip, and man, this song is bad. It's trash. And yeah, Tyga is just obnoxious on this track, and Nicki Minaj isn't all that great either. So, what's going on? And Tyler, the Creator, and Danny Elfman with You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. And it's like a Flower Boy leftover, except it's super cringy, and it totally ruins the original song. And it tries to be hip-hop, but a fun little family-friendly kid song at the same time, so it's super cringy. Jpegmafia, after indirectly dissing X at the VMAs, I think, he came out with the track Empathy, which is this like apology track, response track or something, with the very feel good piano instrumentals and all. It's not good. And surprisingly, I actually didn't enjoy the posthumous X track. Bad. And yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's not super terrible, but it's underwhelming. Yeah, and this track just feels like yet another one of those half-baked, loosely written, underwritten X tracks that sort of has a similar tone to his other tracks on his latest final record. So I don't know. And then Young Lean has a new track, Happy Feet, and it's this super awkward rap song, and his flow on this thing is hideous. It's just, I mean, go listen to it for yourself. And to end it off, we have Zayn with Fingers, which is yet another boring, generic, average, mainstream pop thingamadoohicker that is not worth your time. But let's get into some amazing songs. Anderson .Paak. Yeah! It's 13th of November today, and it's 3 days until he drops Oxnard. Oxnard. Man, if this album disappoints me, I'm gonna be so sad about it, because all of his singles so far are so fucking good. And, well, I don't think this song is that great. I still think it's really good. It's titled Who Are You? And it doesn't quite have the synth funk vibe that Tints have, but it's a very nice little lo-fi rap song that's actually really well written, and the flow is amazing. Andrew Bird has a song titled Bloodless, and it's a pretty nice, somber, and cold-blooded ballad that's really, really neat. But what really surprises me the most about this song is that its music video is shot in LA. And you know, I live in Hong Kong, China. And when I was watching the music video, I realized, wait, why does it look familiar to me? And I realized that I've been there. I've literally been to that part in LA. So that's a crazy ass coincidence. What are the odds? Antarctigo Vespucci has a new track. It's titled Freakin' You Out, and it's a little loud and fun and wild, sort of alt rock song that's really youthful and expressive and fun. So go check it out. Conor Oberst releases No One Changes / the Rockaways, and it's a very, I guess, somber and moody ballad that's very gorgeous in my opinion. Drug Church has a new single, Unlicensed Hall Monitor, and it's a meat and potatoes, fun, wild, loud, and young and raw punk rock song. Earl Sweatshirt finally drops a song out of nowhere. Yep. Wow. I mean, pun unintended. It's titled Nowhere to Go. Nowhere to Go. And it sounds really messy at first, but if you give it more listens, it actually sounds kind of glitchy and euphoric. And the lyrical contents of this thing is actually really nice. Envy has a track that's actually really good. It's titled Alnair in August, and it's Envy is a Japanese post-rock band, and this track is a really tasteful and colorful and explosive and dense and sound-rich post-rock track. Gerard Way of, I believe, My Chemical Romance, drops a track titled Baby You're a Haunted House. And it's a feel-good rock tune that's kind of catchy. And the performance is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. Health and Youth Code. Health is collaborating with another noise rock band, this time with Youth Code, and this track is titled Innocence, and oh boy, it hits hard. It's a really hard-hitting, really speedy noise punk track, very energizing. Oh, what's even more energizing? JID and J. Cole with Off Deez. JID or JID is killing this track. He's killing it. Oh my gosh, his flow is just super speed, and he doesn't skip a single beat. It's kind of amazing, and J. Cole kind of catches up as well. And wow. Jpegmafia and Kenny Beats has a new track called Puff Daddy, and the beat is actually really well produced, really nice, and Jpegmafia's performance is animalistic. And Julia Holter, she had released her new record like a couple weeks ago, and one of the tracks are Words I Heard, and it's a gorgeous piece of art pop track that incorporates a lot of, ambient noise. LCD Soundsystem has a post-album song also. It's titled We Don't Need This Fascist Groove Thang, and it's a Heaven's 17 cover. And oh boy, it's really wild, it's raw, it's organic, and it's something that their latest LP misses. Because their latest LP sounds very sanitized and squeaky clean almost, but this song sounds more raw, more nasty, more post-punky, and I like it. Lil Simz, UK rapper Lil Simz, drops a lo-fi rap song, Boss, and her flow is amazing. So what can I say? It's a banger as well, and the beat is actually pretty special. LSD, aka Labyrinth, Sia, and Diplo, they have a new song, Mountains, and it's actually one of my favorite millennial pop songs that I've heard in a while. I mean, it's pretty good, it's pretty catchy, and it doesn't sound generic or dumbed down at all. Also, this weird-ass song by Nicole Dollaganger is titled Lemonade, and at first I didn't like it all that much because it sounds super weird. Super high-pitched vocals and dreamy, lo-fi, ambient instrumentals backdrop. It's almost awkward in a way, but then, I don't know. It's really well produced. Poppy, I know she had also dropped her latest LP, but whatever. Play Destroyer featuring Grimes. And Grimes is featured again. And oh my gosh, we really get the musical influences from both parties on this track. And it hits hard, and it's more rock oriented, which is a surprising direction that Poppy is going. And Titanic Sinclair. Rhapsody has a new track, Sojourner, featuring J. Cole. And, J. Cole, once again. And I love it. The flow is amazing, the beat is excellent, and I like the very soulful instrumentals. Rosalia, I know she had also released her latest LP, but this song is so good. Mi Nombre, and it's Say My Name. And, man, it's such a catchy and smart and witty blend of mainstream pop and Spanish contemporary flamenco. Saba has a track titled Stay Right Here featuring Mick Jenkins and Xavier Omar. And it's a fun, trap-oriented track that has some really good performances and delivery. Go check it out. Surprisingly, I enjoy the new Slipknot single, all out live. Even though the hook is kind of cringy, I think the guitars are pretty raw and hard-hitting and impactful, and I think the vocals are simply fantastic. Sylvan LaCue has a track titled 333, and he's rapping on top of the Boz and J. Cole instrumentals. Tribe, yeah. And he sort of sings a little bit in here. He raps in high speed in here. And he also gives these fun little references to other rappers in the game right now. So I enjoy this track thoroughly. Thomas Bangalter, whatever. Thomas Bangalter, one half of legendary electronic duo Daft Punk, releases a super long-winded techno track titled Riga Take 5. Latvia, Riga, yep. Even though the loop isn't all that great, I think I really love the beat, the extra layers of sound effects, and the production is really sweet. Trippie Redd actually comes out with a good song, Topanga, and surprisingly, his singing is really good. Surprisingly. And the song itself is really catchy as well. And to end it off, finally, the 57th track that I'm going to talk about is the Young Fathers post-album song, Cocoa Sugar. It's titled after the album, but it's not on the album, strangely. But it's a really soulful and well-produced, creative little soul pop song. It's, yeah. And also, I'm going to talk about other things. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Clean Bandit song, Baby, featuring Marina and Louis Fonsi. I would put it in the meh section. I guess it's kind of catchy, but again, so that's actually 59 songs. And surprisingly, Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead are making spin-off movies, which I think is a very bold decision by AMC, and I think it may turn out very badly, because, spin-off movies for TV shows, especially for The Walking Dead, since, everybody knows it by now, but Rick is dead, Rick is killed off, which, first of all, I think it's really dumb, because what's the point anymore? The main character that had been carrying the entire show for over 9 seasons just fell off a horse and died? Well, anyway, and then after the episode, they suddenly announced that they're gonna make 3 spin-off movies featuring Andrew Lincoln, so I think it's a little too much. And Breaking Bad is also making a spin-off movie about Jesse Pinkman after the events of Breaking Bad. He's probably going to escape to Alaska, and he's going to probably somehow stumble upon Gene, aka Jimmy, aka Saul. I don't want to spoil too much, but oh my gosh. I didn't see this coming, and fingers crossed that Vince Gilligan is not gonna fuck this up, because it's, once again, a bold decision. Also, Game of Thrones prequel series had been announced. It's titled The Long Night, and the main character is portrayed by Naomi Watts. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. I don't know if it's gonna be as fun and entertaining as the original one, but, I mean, the Game of Thrones one, the main one, but sure, why not? And it's The Long Night. It happens way, way, way before Game of Thrones, so it's not even medieval. It's more like antiquities, maybe even earlier, maybe even prehistoric. I don't know, but hopefully they get the context right. Also, in the news, in music, once again, Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. Crazy feud, viral feud as well, and I don't want to take either sides, because this is dumb. Also, what I am really, really happy about, however, is that in one of Katy Perry's Instagram stories, Zach Hill is in the back, hiding in plain sight. And Katy Perry was doing the video because she was about to vote because of the midterms re-election thing. And Zach Hill is also voting, so you should also vote, even though the deadline is passed, but you know. But yeah, Zach Hill, pretty cool. And somebody actually tweeted it on Twitter, and Death Grips, the official account, retweeted that, so that's pretty cool. I mean, good job to Zach Hill. Thumbs up to Zach Hill. So yeah, what are your thoughts on these 59 songs and the other news from Nope? Yay.